Hello everybody and welcome to John Woo Lai, movie number 3. What's up, Tavi?
Not much. We're just talking about one of the greatest American
Icons?
Well, I'm not sure if the greatest.
I don't know about American either, because Jean-Claude Van Damme's in this movie. This is a hard target, 1993.
Yep.
Famous American hero Jean-Claude Van Damme. So this is John Woo's first Hollywood film, his entry point to the American film industry. And I don't know how true this is because I read it off Wikipedia, but apparently it's the first major Hollywood studio production directed by a Chinese and more broadly Asian filmmaker. So there you go, making history here.
And then it was Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, making history again. How excited are you to talk about this film now that you've actually rewatched it?
I'd always thought this movie was pretty fun as a dumb, silly action film, but I hadn't seen it for a long time. And then when I rewatched it for this, I was like, oh yeah, this movie is just as fun as I remember. I love the villains in this movie. They're so very delicious.
Yeah.
I feel like aside from Face Off, this is where John Woo was able to still keep his signature style.
Yes, you can definitely feel the creative freedom in this film as opposed to other films that came directly after this, things like Blackjack and Broken Arrow, which we have also talked about for some reason. That's probably because it's his first Hollywood feature. But even then, there wasn't much faith in John Woo as a director. Obviously, they brought him over because of the success that he had in the West with Hard Boiled. So somebody at Universal must have seen that and be like, oh yeah, this is the guy. Let's get him over to America to make some American action films.
Yeah.
But Universal Pictures was still nervous about having Woo direct a feature because of his limited grasp of English. So they sent in Sam Raimi to kind of look over the film's production and potentially take Woo's place if he wasn't able to perform. But that said, Raimi had all the faith in the world in John Woo's ability to make this film. Like, he wasn't worried at all. He was probably just happy to be along for the ride, to be honest. He was happy to get his brother a cameo appearance in this film.
Who was his brother?
His brother's one of the extras that the guy is trying to like ask for help. And he's like, I don't have any money, man.
Yeah, I think I remember that. This movie, in terms of the departure from John Woo's Hong Kong stuff, it does lack the thematic element that his previous movies had. There's not much of anything in terms of, brotherhood, loyalty, skirting the lines of the law. It's a very, very, very simple movie. There's a good guy and a bad guy, a reporter looking for her dad who was killed in the beginning.
It's a fun plot, but it's not a very John Woo plot.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't write this film, so that makes a lot of sense, right? Apparently, he was given a lot of screenplays to look at when he came over to the West, and he passed on a lot of them, especially the martial arts films, which, obviously you'd give the Asian guy a martial arts film, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't want to do that because he'd done a lot of that in the past, and he's like, nah, not for me. So he eventually settled on this screenplay by Chuck Ferrer, I think is his name, who plays the guy that dies at the start, by the way.
Oh, was that him? I didn't know that. Yeah, okay.
That's him. So, I would classify this film as a really fun 90s action film with a lot of John Woo flavor in it.
Yeah, I think so.
But not necessarily as a John Woo film.
Yeah.
Certainly not the same as what we'd seen in his Hong Kong work, like Better Tomorrow and Hard Boiled. So the plot centers around JCVD's character, Chance Boudreaux, who is a Cajun drifter, and he needs to make money to get on a boat. So he reluctantly decides to help.
Is that your little Street Fighter reference there? Because the Street Fighter movie's coming out soon?
You gotta do it, Tavi. We don't make these videos to not be picked up by the algorithm.
He's gotta get on his boat. He's gonna go kick that son of a bitch of Bison's ass.
So hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Okay, there we go.
So he wants to get on the boat. So he has to help this lady named Natasha Binder look for her missing father. Her missing father, it turns out, has already fell victim to Lance Henriksen's gang of men who are in the business of setting up hunts for rich guys. What are they hunting? The deadliest game of all, Tavi, man.
Well, homeless men who have had combat experience, but they don't really show that. Oh, no.
I think they
the
do
second
okay.
one kind of does.
They do pretty well.
Oh, yeah, he does one thing. He like kicks the burning barrel over and kills 2 of the goons.
Yeah, he nearly makes it, Tavi. Don't sell Binder's performance short.
I wonder why they picked ex-commandos in particular. Is it because it's a thrill of the hunt?
Yeah.
But it's also easy mode?
Yeah. You want the prestige of being able to say, I took down a special forces guy, but you still want a lot of help in order to do so. It's classic elephant hunting, Tavi, or like big game hunting in general, you know, lions and shit. It's basically the Predator. The Predator, yes, he's hunting commandos in the first movie, but, you know, he's invisible and he has plasma cannons and shit.
Yeah.
It's just so that he can say at the end of the day, yeah, I fucking killed all the commandos.
I fucking did it. Yeah, no, that's fair. Because it always me is be like, nah, just give me the homeless guy that's had no combat experience. Because I do want to, like, you know, go home.
Let me just knife fight this homeless guy. You can do that, Tavi, if you want to. You can do that in Melbourne, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just need to go to Coles and find a teenager. Hey, do you want
In all seriousness, don't do that. It's violent enough in Melbourne without having organized human hunts. This movie, speaking of which, is set on the jazzy streets of New Orleans, which is perfect for a number of reasons. You know, obviously, it's a John Woo film, so you want a bit of jazz in there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of blues, saxophone, and guitars in the score here, which is all very good at creating a mood of a John Woo film. But it also goes to explain Jean-Claude Van Damme's accent.
Next time, be more careful when you show your wallet.
Which is something that they did for Jean-Claude Van Damme movies back in the day. They always had to explain his accent, except for Street Fighter, where they just don't. Because it's Street Fighter, and who cares? But New Orleans setting, I really like this setting. I think it works really well for the man with no name kind of vibe that this movie has.
Yeah.
I think JCVD sells it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a hell of an introduction, doesn't he?
Yeah.
First of all, the mullet. I mean... What do you think about the mullet, Tavi?
I think the mullet is pretty iconic for this movie. It's just like the cool but sort of untrustworthy look of the 90s or 80s.
Greasy long hair.
Long hair.
Think Nick Cage from Con Air. That's what we're going for here.
Oh, man.
Damn, he looks good, though. Like, I don't think anyone besides JCVD of the 90s could pull this look off. Long, greasy mullet, long trench coat, shirt tucked into his slacks. It's pretty cool. That look is pretty John Woo inspired, I would say.
What would you say about Van Damme as the action hero in this movie?
Look, I think he's very athletic and very convincing in the martial arts and very charismatic in the stares and the posing. And that's important. I don't want to sell that short because I think that's quite important for a John Woo film. You got to look good when you're posing, right?
Yeah.
But I think a big problem with this film is that he's just not a good actor, Tavi. He's a plank of wood out there. And this is kind of, it's supported by his supporting cast, which is, for the most part, very good. But he himself has no emotion throughout this film. And that's a big problem for a John Woo film, I feel. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it bothered me that much to this movie, to be honest. Because it's the American action hero style, right? Where they are not supposed to have emotion. They're supposed to be, I'm a cool, stoic person, and this can allow for a lot of, you know, big muscular guys to play these roles who don't necessarily have the acting chops. Not everyone can be like Chow Yun-fat or, you know, Song Si-ho. I forgot the actor's name.
T-Lung is
T-Lung, that's it. Yeah. Not everyone can be those guys. So you have to sort of go with what you have. If John Woo wanted to go that route, then he has the wrong actor to do it.
And to be fair, JCVD was not his choice. He wanted Kurt Russell initially, which I think maybe would have been better, but maybe not.
I don't think Kurt Russell has the athleticism, though.
Would have been a very different performance.
It would have been a different movie, yeah. No, actually, it could work.
I think this works as a 90s action film. But again, because the central performance in JCVD doesn't have emotion, really. You don't have that kind of emotional motivation that a lot of John Woo heroes in his good films have.
Yeah.
And that emotional core is very important for a really good John Woo film.
Yeah, I think so.
Lance Henriksen has a really good quote about working with John Woo. And like, he was a big fan going into this project.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he said that John Woo movies are violent, but the violence is just a container for the philosophy of the film.
Yeah.
That's what his best films are. brotherhood and sadness and vulnerability, all dressed up in a very violent package, right?
Beaver meme.
Yes, beaver meme. Whereas this film, it is just kind of an action film, which is not a terrible thing. You know, it's still a very fun action film, but I do think it just doesn't have the emotional depth of any of his Hong Kong films. I think there was potential if the central performance was maybe better, because everybody else is pretty emotional. Lance Henriksen is furious at the end of this film, Darby.
I love Lance Henriksen in this movie.
Yeah, he's so good.
I love Lance Henriksen and Imhotep. Arnold Vosloo.
Arnold Vosloo is in this film. He's very good as well. I'm pretty sure that for MI2, a film famously set in Australia, starring famous Australian Richard Roxburgh, I'm pretty sure he saw Arnold Vosloo's accent and was like, yep, that's what I'm doing. Even though he could have just been Australian.
Those guys are so fun to watch in this movie. Lance Henriksen's like deep grumbling voice and his fury.
I love him slowly loading his single shot rifle. So good.
It's so impractical. It's so not. If he had an Uzi or something, he probably would have just killed JCVD a long time ago.
But that's not the point. He's a hunter. He's a big game hunter. He's got a lot of hubris, and that kind of drives the plot forward as well. To the point where even Arnold Vosloo's character is like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to just kill this guy? Like, I could kill him from the helicopter. Lance Henriksen. It's not about that. It's not about killing the guy. It's about the hunt.
It's about the honor. Yeah. It's really fun. And I think this is what carries the movie through. This movie has no theme, and it doesn't really have any weirdness aside from John Woo's signature, like, you know, close-ups. He's sort of, he still does his John Woo editing tropes. One of my favorite, it's like, he likes to freeze frame, hold it for like a second or two, and then crossfade.
I'm a big fan.
I find it such an interesting technique, but people hate it generally.
Yeah, because people think their DVD is scratched, Harvey. That's what that is. They're like, oh, what's wrong with my player?
DVDs, man. You know people don't watch DVDs anymore, Dad.
Well, they did at the time, Tavi. People probably watched this film on their laser discs, you know?
Yeah.
That's this era. But yes, I understand exactly what you're talking about, and I'm a big fan of that editing. Yeah, there's a lot of long stares as well, which is quite John Woo. There's doves in this film, pigeons and such. But JCVD, he's doing what he usually does, right?
Spin kicks.
And I think John Woo kind of cottoned on to this as well. I think he, upon getting stuck with working with JCVD, he did kind of rewrite it a little bit to make the action scenes more spectacular. I'm pretty sure at the same time he probably stripped back a lot of the more emotional elements that maybe was in the original screenplay. Because I do think this has the bones of a theme in the homeless aspect. Right? Because there's a lot of like, oh, look at these people. They're so down and out. And, you know, they're the victims of Lance Henriksen's gang, right? Like he's taking advantage of these people that have no other options left but to join a human hunt for money, right? So like there is a little bit of scattered anger here and there, more from the character of Natasha, I would say.
Yeah.
But
it does get personal. Yeah.
And like essentially JCVD's character Chance becomes an avenger for these homeless people, right? Because he himself, he's a homeless drifter essentially, and at the end of the film he's hunting the hunters to take revenge, but because JCVD can't emote, there's no anger in his performance. Right? Like Lance Henriksen is angry, but JCVD's character is not angry at all during that climax, and I think that if he was able to portray a bit of anger, it would have just elevated the film a bit.
I find it interesting, John Woo as a director, he's a pacifist. He's anti-war and anti-gun violence, but his movies are full of gun violence.
You got to have an outlet. And I guess the outlet for the characters in this film is hunting humans. The plot goes, JCVD rescues Natasha from a bunch of people that are going to rob her. He spin kicks them. He beats up his own stunt double. Did you see his stunt double in there?
Oh, no, I did,
Similar greasy mullet.
Oh, really?
So he gets involved that way, and then they are trying to track down her father, but it turns out her father has already been killed. There's a cop as well that gets involved briefly before getting killed herself. That's a bit of weird John Woo writing, isn't it?
Her introduction is very interesting. You just reminded me.
She's got a birthday cake for herself.
And then she puts it in the drawer without blowing out the candle first. This is only a choice that I feel like John Woo would make, because it never goes anywhere. She just blows out the candle. And it's such a weird way to introduce a character who probably had a lot more to do in the original screenplay.
What do you think her birthday wish was, Tavi?
not to get killed.
I hope I don't get shot today. I hope I don't get involved in an international manhunting ring and get killed.
Get killed.
Speaking of side characters, though, the investigation leads them down this kind of rabbit hole where they're investigating the homeless situation in New Orleans, and they find out that Binder was handing out flyers for this shady character who goes by the name of Randall Poe. So Randall Poe is kind of like the local sleaze merchant, I guess. He gives these homeless people jobs. I'm assuming he pays them to hand out flyers for like strip clubs and stuff.
Probably not much, but yeah.
But he is also being used by Lance Henriksen's character, whose name is Emil Fouchon, by the way, to recruit potential game. But once JCVD and Natasha start sniffing around, you know, this is when Emil and Pick, who is Arnold Vosloo's character, start to get a bit antsy.
Yeah.
So they go to Randall. That scene
is so funny.
Is so funny. He's just fast asleep. He looks so peaceful, Tubby.
Yeah.
There's like a dolly zoom out, and Arnold Vosloo is just looking down at him.
Yeah.
And then he does a big karate chop to his stomach. It's rude, Tubby.
What kind of fat fuck or something? It's just so like abrupt. That is really funny. It's so mean.
It's so mean.
Because Randall is visually a sleazeball, and he's not really a good person.
He's not a good person.
But he's just, I don't think he really wants to be the flyer boy for an international manhunt.
Yeah. I think he wanted the money, probably, initially, but has quickly found that he's in over his head.
So he's getting beaten up by JCVD, getting beaten up by Lance Henriksen and Arnold Vosloo.
You feel bad for him. Even though he is a bad guy, you do kind of feel bad for him. They keep calling him Fat Tavi.
They cut his earlobe off.
Yeah. And the karate chop to the belly. I don't know if we mentioned it, but that's just mean.
That's just rude, man. Yeah. He is eventually killed when he's trying to flee. The plot moves very fast. Basically, the action doesn't really stop from then. There's a really fun motorcycle car chase sequence that John Woo is really good at. You know, them jumping off over a bridge, and the stunts here are quite fantastic.
It's not JCVD a lot of the time, but that's all right.
Yeah, I would imagine it's not, but like, you know.
Yeah, I think he does the martial arts stuff, and I think he does most of the flipping around at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dangerous stuff.
Not the car stuff,
Yeah, the dangerous stuff is his stunt double.
Yeah.
He's bemulleted stunt double.
And I think this is what just makes this movie really fun. I know a lot of people don't really do it as much these days in Hollywood, but it's proper stunts, no green screen, and it's just people putting their lives on the line just for a cool shot. It just elevates it. It's what makes these older movies fun to watch, I think.
100%. And it doesn't necessarily matter that it is a stunt double. Like, you know how Chance Boudreaux does the big kick and kicks the guy off the motorcycle, off the car, right? It's in broad daylight and it's slowed down. So it's very obviously a stunt double, but it kind of doesn't really matter that much. I think it's kind of like a product of the time, I guess. These days, they'd probably do like a face replacement or something to kind of sell that a bit more. But
they could.
Not in this day and age.
But it's just fun. Like, you know, it's definitely a calculated risk every time they do these kind of shots. But when it works so well. And I know, like, again, like I'm not in the business of trying to kill my actors or whatever, but it's just refreshing to watch action scenes that don't have that blender style of editing where it's, you know, it's basically Liam Neeson jumping over a fence editing.
Yes. You know? They eventually take it to the bayou as well.
I do like the bayou scenes, especially the snake part. It was quite fun.
When he punches a snake,
he punches a snake and then bites its rattle off and then uses it to set up a trap. And then like one of Lance Henriksen's henchmen dudes they're like also big game hunters, and Lance Henriksen's brought them along. And their costume design's really fun as well, actually, like some cowboys.
That's true. They're kind of like what a rich CEO would think looks cool, I guess.
One of them gets killed, and then Lance Henriksen starts beating up his own henchmen at this point. And then one of the guys kind of like, oh man, like, I really should have just stayed home and watched Breaking Bad or something.
We've talked about it already, but Lance Henriksen's Emil is just a stunning performance, you know, like his transformation from very confident to slowly unraveling to just furious at the end. It's so good.
Then there's a really fun helicopter action scene as well, where JCVD snipes guys off the helicopter with a shotgun. I guess it's sort of accurate in a sense that buckshot actually has quite a bit of range. I should know because I play Ready or Not, and I use buckshot to take out guys from a distance pretty far.
Okay,
it's quite devastating as well if you get hit by buckshot.
In Ready or Not, are you able to flip your pistol upside down and fire like you're playing point blank or something?
You would just be dead at that point.
It's a difficult game. I played it.
It's a difficult game. Yeah. I mean, it does culminate into this big warehouse actions. Oh, is it a warehouse or a big?
It's like a storage facility for Mardi Gras floats or something. Yeah, there's a lot of like eerie kind of carnival imagery in it, which is fun. Like that's
it's really fun, yeah.
Apparently that scene, because of the space it was shot in, was just extremely hard to film, like cinematography-wise, because there's so many light sources and shadows, right? Really strange shadows. Just a terrible time for the cinematographer. But I think they pulled it off pretty well.
I think so too. I think this is a fantastic action scene, and I think this elevates it above his other later American productions that, like, it's still very John Woo. Lots of Chance Boudreaux doing very unnecessary front flips.
A bit where he empties a full clip into the guy and then spin kicks the guy's head. It's super unnecessary, but brilliant, you know?
There's some fun flashes of the one-on-one between Tony Leung and Mad Dog in Hard Boiled. Like Chance Boudreaux has one with Arnold Vosloo where they're sort of like throwing grenades at each other across the window. That was really fun.
Yeah, they have the back-to-back split screen. I love that shot.
Yeah, that's a John Woo state. He brings it back in Face Off. Yeah.
Arnold Vosloo, he's got really good slow realization that he's been fatally wounded face. You know? He does it in The Mummy. He does it in Blood Diamond. He's just that realization that, I've been shot too many times. I'm not going to live. It's good. Lance Henriksen catches on fire.
I love this scene. I remember.
He's like, he's so angry. Go get him. What are you waiting for?
If ever I'm driving and I need to take my jacket off at the same time, that's just me. That's my frustration.
It's like the middle of summer.
It's hot.
Natasha and Wilford Brimley come back to get ambushed and taken hostage. I mean, that's what she's there for, right? Like, she doesn't do much else besides be a bit of a damsel.
Pretty much,
But I love how furious Emil is in this scene. Like, he's lost all his guys. He's caught on fire.
Doesn't have his cool jacket anymore.
Yeah.
Probably costs a lot of money as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's still got his cool gun, which is like, it's got explosive rounds in it or something, because every shot he takes is just blowing up.
Blowing up shit, yeah. I think that's a John Woo-ism, but like, who cares? It's fun.
He's like not even trying to hit Chance at that point. It's just like so upset.
That's me. Because he takes Natasha hostage, right? And then goes for the shot and he misses.
Oh,
and then
that's right.
JCVD has like the grenade from Arnold Vosloo, and then he shoves the grenade down Lance Henriksen's pants and like fly kicks him across the room. And then Lance Henriksen is trying to get the grenade out of his pants and disassemble it. And he successfully does it. And then he sort of celebrates for a moment. And then you see like the little electrical charge. And he's like, oh. Then he just blows up.
That's a bit of fun,
really
isn't
funny.
it? Yeah,
that's
really
very
fun.
90s. It is very 90s. Yeah, it's great. This is such a fun movie. It's so easy to watch. And it's really short. It's like 90 minutes. It goes at a clip. The plot moves so quickly that you won't even have time to digest really any thematic elements, if there is any.
There is a mood to this film. I feel like John Woo's style is still there at this point in his Hollywood career. And for that reason, I feel like this is my favorite John Woo Hollywood film.
Oh, really?
Face Off included.
Okay.
You get to see JCVD pump a guy full of iron and then spin kick his head off. So that's fun.
Yeah. I think I still like Face Off more than this movie. It's got Nick Cage and John Travolta chewing so much scenery. But we'll save that for the eventual Face Off review when we've run out of John Woo movies to talk about. And that will be our final John Woo live.
Yes, but not next week. Here's a hint to what we're doing next week.
You deserve this death.
Alright guys, thank you for listening as always. If you enjoyed this video, maybe you'd like to check out our weekly podcast, Two Asian Blokes, where we talk about Asian pop culture and such. You can find us on all the podcast platforms. We'll catch you later. If somebody offers you money to participate in a vague hunt of some kind, maybe think twice.
Yeah, cost of living is pretty high Might be worth it.
That is true. This is why this generation can't afford houses, Tavi. They're not taking the opportunities provided to them.
Yeah, the lazy generation, yeah. Back in my day, we would just join manhunt.
They're spending all their money on avocado toasts.
$2 avocado on a 30-cent piece of bread.
Okay, now. All right, see you guys.